The official at the center of the targeting scandal, Lois Lerner, after a summer of getting paid administrative leave, is retiring. That's right, the same Lois Lerner who pleaded the Fifth.
I have not done anything wrong. I have not broken any laws. I have not violated any IRS rules or regulations, and I have not provided false information to this or any other congressional committee. I decided to follow my counsel's advice and not testify or answer any of the questions today. Because I'm asserting my right not to testify, I know that some people will assume that I've done something wrong. I have not. One of the basic functions of the Fifth Amendment is to protect innocent individuals, and that is the protection I'm invoking today.
At this point, I believe you have not asserted your rights, but in fact have effectively waived your rights. Would you please seek counsel for further guidance on this matter while we wait?
I will not answer any questions or testify about the subject matter of this committee's meeting.
You don't get to tell your side of the story and then not be subjected to cross-examination. That's not the way it works. She waived her right to Fifth Amendment privilege by issuing an opening statement. She ought to stand here and answer our questions.
So will Lois Lerner talk now? Will the House Oversight Committee bring her back, and will they grill her, or is she now dodging the bullet? Congressman Jim Jordan is on the Oversight Committee. He joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Good to be with you, Greta.
So are you surprised that Lois Lerner has retired? She's been on administrative paid leave since about late May.
Not really. I mean, the IRS was finally getting around to looking into disciplinary action against her, and so instead of having that move forward, she decided to take retirement. And remember, she's been on paid leave, getting paid about $170,000. Now she goes to retirement. My guess is she gets full benefits, and she's probably going to be paid approximately $100,000 a year. So she decided to just take retirement instead of face any further disciplinary action from the IRS.
Well, apparently the review board did not find that she had been operating with some political bias, but rather that she had been neglectful of her duties. Would that be your analysis from what you know?
Not at all, Greta. You know, I was on your show last week, and we talked about how we know that Chris Meade, the chief counsel in the Treasury's office, was briefed on this scandal a year before Lois Lerner went public. And if he didn't tell Tim Geithner, now we don't know for sure if he did, but if he didn't, that's malpractice. So this was politically motivated from the get-go. And we still have all the numbers. The vast majority of the targeted groups were conservative groups. So the idea that it wasn't politically motivated or political bias in play is just simply not true and doesn't stand up to the facts.
Well, you also have the power. You can bring her back. She's either under subpoena,
right,
or you can give her another subpoena. So is that going to happen? Because that seems like the easiest, fastest way. In fact, I think Congressman Trey Gowdy's wanted to drop a subpoena on a lot of people very early on this and move it faster.
So, sometimes the culture around Congress is we don't issue those subpoenas as fast as you would like to see. I think that's very possible. Obviously, that's a call of the chairman and the leadership in the House of Representatives. I hope we do. But we're going to get to the bottom of this. I mean, even though the IRS drags their feet, redacts all the information, makes it difficult for us to get the information we need, doesn't give us all the emails from Lois Lerner, etc., we're going to keep pushing. We're going to get to the bottom. Here's the irony. Today, the very day Lois Lerner announces she's retiring, is the same day the committee staff interviewed Sarah Hall Ingram, who was Lois Lerner's boss, who headed up this scandal for the first year and a half, and then was moved over to run the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. So we finally got her in front of the committee for a deposition today, and we're going to continue to dig and get to the truth.
What did she tell you? Because that was going to be my next question, because I knew you talked to her today. She was deposed. What did she say?
Yeah, well, we haven't had a chance to go through the deposition, go through the transcript, and get all her answers and look at everything yet. But we're scheduling her to come in front of the committee sometime in the near future, and we'll have a chance to look at it. So I can't get into detail what she did. But again, it's been a year, or it's been since May that we've had this, a year since they first knew about this, and we finally get the lady, Sarah Hall Ingram, in front of the committee staff to be at least deposed. I can't wait till we get her in front of the committee. We haven't set a date on that yet.
All right. In the event that she takes the Fifth, Sarah Hall Ingram, and in the event that that Lois Lerner comes back and maintains her Fifth Amendment privilege, would you recommend to your chairman and to your speaker that they seek contempt of Congress to put more pressure on these two women simply to tell what they know? And they may be totally innocent of anything, but at least to get them to talk and we get the facts out.
We should go as far as it takes to get to the truth and get these two ladies to testify, specifically Lois Lerner to testify. We've went for a contempt before with Eric Holder. We pass it through the House. It goes to the Senate. Not much happens. But we should pursue this as far as we can to get to the truth. Just like Congressman Gowdy said, she should come in front of the committee and answer our questions, for goodness sake. That's what the American people deserve. After all, Americans had their First Amendment rights to political speech targeted by the Internal Revenue Service. This is as fundamentally wrong as it gets. She should come in front of the committee and answer our questions.
What is the reason this takes so long since May? I mean, I'd love to have subpoena power. I have a lot of guests here at night that I probably can't ordinarily get. I mean, you guys are so lucky. You can subpoena them and demand them to show up. What's dragging this out?
Well, you want all the background, all the information, so that when you do bring them in front of the committee, you're prepared to ask the tough questions and you know who said what and who's all involved. So that does take time.
But the biggest problem is the first day, bring them back the next day.
I get all that, Greta, but the biggest problem is the IRS takes forever to get us the documents so we can get to the information we need so we can ask the appropriate questions and do the appropriate pushing that we need to do. And if the IRS would cooperate better, well, we have done that. We've actually went to the Treasury. We went to the Treasury and we said, Jack Lew, send us the documents because the IRS has taken such a long time to get those to us.
Well, Congressman, I look forward to seeing how this one unfolds. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.